Many of the 20th century's corporate giants discovered that massive market share and decades of historical dominance offered zero guarantee of survival. In a span of just a few years, sprawling retail empires like Blockbuster were dismantled by agile, tech-driven challengers like Netflix. These incumbents failed because they isolated marketing into a specialized silo, a team dedicated to moving existing inventory through high-volume advertising. The management theorist Peter Drucker proposed a different objective. He argued that the goal is to understand the customer so well that the product fits them perfectly and sells itself. Within this framework, the act of selling serves as a single point of contact for a much larger structural operation. Survival depends on achieving a product-market fit so precise that the need for traditional, aggressive sales tactics effectively disappears. Formally, we define marketing as the alignment of human and social needs with the goals of the organization. It operates on a standard of co-creation. Value is generated collaboratively between consumers and businesses rather than being handed down from a corporation. This systemic alignment covers a vast range of activity, encompassing 10 distinct economic domains. We see continuous exchange mechanisms built around intangible assets, places competing for residence, properties trading ownership, the syndication of raw information, and the promotion of social ideas. Marketing functions as the interface connecting an organization to macroeconomic realities. To understand how this interface operates, we have to map the baseline architecture. In economics, a market is a collection of buyers and sellers negotiating transactions. This is a schematic of a simple marketing system. At its core is an inner loop. The industry provides goods and services to the market, and the market returns money in exchange. Surrounding that is an outer informational loop. Sellers send targeted communications to the buyers, and in return, they gather data and feedback on consumer attitudes. For decades, maintaining these 4 specific flows was enough to sustain a predictable, closed-loop corporate environment. When companies controlled physical distribution and broadcast channels, they could effectively ensure market dominance. Today, the predictable boundaries of that closed-loop system have dissolved. Operating with this limited architecture fails to account for the variables that now dictate market outcomes. 4 distinct macro forces now press inward on this exchange loop, altering the traditional mechanics of the marketplace. The first vector is globalization. Advanced telecommunications have leveled the playing field, exposing local businesses to competitors across the globe. This forces companies to pull lessons from one region and apply them elsewhere, adapting product development to match the economic clout of multicultural demographics. The second vector is the physical environment. Fluctuations ranging from climate change to shifting global health conditions pose immediate threats to traditional supply chains. These environmental shifts alter consumer priorities. Buyers increasingly seek out sustainability, utilizing their purchases as visible statements of their values. Toyota capitalized on this shift by engineering a gas-electric hybrid that provided high efficiency while functioning as a status symbol for environmental commitment. Physical and global forces transform abstract environmental threats into direct drivers of corporate profitability. The third vector is technology. Exponential computing power and machine learning provide marketers with granular, one-to-one knowledge of their user base. The final vector is social responsibility. The private sector faces pressure to address poverty and social justice as consumers demand transparent, ethical business practices. When these forces combine, they generate a specific market outcome: the expansion of new consumer capabilities. Buyers now possess asymmetric information power. They practice showrooming, inspecting items in stores but buying them online, and they easily screen out advertising they find intrusive. We are watching a cultural shift from the necessity of ownership to the convenience of access, defining the sharing economy. Vehicles like dockless electric scooters are picked up and dropped off on sidewalks, activated purely by mobile apps, bypassing the need for private ownership. Technology and social consciousness have structurally transferred ultimate power from the manufacturer to the individual. To capture value from these empowered consumers, companies deploy their own set of new capabilities. Firms use recommendation engines to synthesize search and purchase data, tailoring their offerings to individual predictive models. GPS technology enables location-based hyper-targeting, reaching consumers with specific offers at the exact point of sale. These capabilities forge the final market outcome, a transformed competitive environment. The traditional flow of goods faces disintermediation. Pure-click firms bypass physical retail channels, forcing established brands to add online services to survive. Meanwhile, dominant mega brands converge, crossing over into entirely new product categories to maintain their leverage. The modern marketplace has become an intense arms race of technical capabilities, a constant battle between data-rich companies and hyper-connected, deeply empowered consumers. The simple market loop has evolved into an interconnected matrix. This chart visualizes the new reality. Market forces, technology, globalization, environment, and social responsibility press downward to generate the outcomes of new capabilities and competitive environments. Managing this matrix requires a single viable framework: holistic marketing. This approach requires complete operational integration across all business functions. It operates on 4 pillars: internal marketing to align the staff, integrated marketing to unify the message, performance marketing to measure returns, and relationship marketing to build ties with constituents. Because digital platforms instantly multiply the consequences of any action, the margin for corporate error is now near zero. Preventing institutional orthodoxy requires sourcing imaginative ideas from all levels, deliberately elevating youthful and diverse perspectives. Marketing serves as the architectural strategy required to navigate and survive